Hi again, John Robertson, your volunteer librarian for Oscar. I am starting a series on the new antenatal record for BC. Originally, it came out back in 2020. There have been some improvements over the last little while, and now it runs a little bit better than it used to. Today, I am going to start right at the very beginning. This will be very basic. And I apologize if it's too basic for some. You can always skip this and go to my next one. We're going to start with my imaginary patient, Jessica Rabbit. We're going to go into her encounter pane. And we'll see here in her encounter pane under forms that she also already has a BC Antenatal Record added. If we didn't have this added, we could go into Add Forms, little plus sign here, and we could add a BC Antenatal Record to her. Now, if your system doesn't have that immediately available, when you go into Forms and you go over to the plus sign, if you can't see this BC Antenatal Record 2020, you may want to go to your administration, and you may want to go to Forms and select Forms. Now, mine is already built in, and I can't even select the 2020 BC Antenatal Record. But in some systems, you will be able to actually select this. And I do have a screen grab from a system. And in this screen grab, you'll be able to see that in Select Forms here, the BC Antenatal Record has been added to selected forms. It would originally have been over here in All Available Forms, and you would have scrolled up and down until you found BC-AR 2020. Then you would have clicked Add, and that would have gone into your selected forms. And then when you go back into a patient's chart, you would then have been able to select it. Okay, so now going back into our imaginary patient, we already have this BC Antenatal Record selected, so we can go here and open this up again. We can see that originally this form was started back on the 29th of October, 2021. Now, this is just a basic overview. We'll get into details more as the other videos come out. In this form, there's nothing new on it. So there's the Save button and the Save and Exit button are not highlighted. They can't be used. But if I did anything, even if I just put a space in the surname at birth, then these are available for me. And in fact, if I try to exit out of this form, you'll notice the exit button is no longer available. And it will actually complain at me that I haven't saved anything. And am I sure that I want to leave without saving my work? This is built right into this form, so you can't accidentally forget to save your work. So we'll stay on this page. If I then delete that space, you'll notice that because there's nothing new on the form anymore, that the Save and the Save and Exit buttons have gone. I can exit or I can print what I've got here. Moving on, you'll notice over here that we're in Part 1. You can go to Part 2, Page 1, or Part 2, Page 3. Attachments is going to be interesting and important for us later on because we can create things in the attachment pages that help us to pull stuff from the patient's chart right into the attachments and not have to refill some of this information out. Going down here, this input area is purple, and the purple input areas are active in the sense that they can actually do things for you. If I am to double click on this purple input, it'll actually tell me that if I go to part 2 on page 1 of part 2 and I put the confirmed estimated date of delivery on section 12 of part 2, page 1, then it will calculate what their age will be at estimated date of delivery. So all the purple inputs are active, and they will give you either calculations or get you to other parts of the chart to add them in. There are some drop-down lists like this relationship status, and we can select from those. There are some other forms, other squares that are active. And then there's these ones, which are slightly different than these ones. So this is white, and the border around it is slightly darker. This, the center is gray, and the border around it is slightly lighter. And I actually can't click on this. It won't allow me to click on it. However, if I click on First Nations or Métis or Inuk, then these ones all become active. And again, as you see on the top left there, I can save this status. So now I can click on status or non-status or any of these others. If I click on status and then I get rid of the First Nations, the status is still there, but I can't change that. And I also can't do anything with any of the other buttons. When I got rid of First Nations, it got rid of the save button. So this status actually isn't going to save because the save button is gone. Go and open this up again, get rid of status, get rid of First Nations, and we lose our save buttons. If we move down a little bit, here's an allergies button. And this one, if we click on it, will just allow us to say that there's no allergies, and then this input can't be typed into anymore. If I let go of that, then again, this is purple, which means that it's active and there's something I can do here. So if I want to find out what it is I can do, I can double click on it, and it'll put in there, see attached page for allergies, and I can go click on the attachments links, and I can add a customized list of allergies. So we will do that in another video. But once I've said see attached page for allergies, I should go into the attachments and I should pull in their allergies from their chart and put them into the attachment. If I get rid of this, I lose my save and exit buttons. If, for instance, again here, if I say that it's not the same as the partner, then this is open for me to type on it. But then if I say, no, it is the same as the partner, then I can't type here anymore. A few other quick things. These typical calendars, you can use a calendar to put dates in. Again, this is purple. If you've put a last menstrual period in and you double click here, you can put in a due date based on their last menstrual period. But if you don't have a last menstrual period here, then this doesn't work. Now that I've got a last menstrual period in there, it'll calculate for me based on her last menstrual period what her due date would be. And we can get rid of that. Now, some other interesting tidbits here. Date with a calendar, of course, place of birth, gestational age, duration. Here, we can double click and it'll give us a drop-down list, and we can pick whichever of these was what happened. And then here we can double click and we can put alive and well. We can put termination of pregnancy. We can put other. But if we put other, we have to type something in here. Other doesn't go in there. If we click alive and well, then alive and well will go in there. All right. Just moving down here a little bit, the other one thing I wanted to show you in this video is these underlined words. So present pregnancy, if I click on the underlined no, then it sets all the present pregnancy questions to no. So no problems, basically. If I click on no, then all of these get checked. Now, if I didn't agree with that, then I have to get rid of all of these one by one. Again, with the yes buttons, I can't click any of these until I've said yes for artificial reproductive technology. If I click on yes, then I can use these. If I get rid of the check, then these are no longer active. And the same over here. Click on yes, click on IVF, then I can fill this out. Otherwise, that is not active. There's more lower down here. Again, underline no, click on it, and all the no's get checked. Same here with the no's. And again, the squares that are not pure white in the center, but more blue-gray, these are not active and won't be active until you click on the previous checkbox, and then they become active. Same thing down here with the substance use. Alcohol, if you click on yes, then this becomes active and these become active. If you don't click on yes, then you can't fill this out and you can't fill these out. And that's the basic introduction. We're going to get into all of these in more detail as time goes on, but that's the first look at the 2020 BC Antenatal Record.